Alright, we are in match 2, going against Infernal Spawn of Evil. Oh my. Alright, this hand seems great. Don't have a turn 1 Delver, but you can't have it every time, but it does have a turn 2 Mana Leak and a turn 1 Bolt. Alright, Spire Bluff, go! Raging Ravine. Looks like traditional Jund. I think this is a fine matchup, especially if we can snag some of their planeswalkers early on. If they do any hand disruption, I'm pretty incentivized to counter it. Okay. We are fine with just passing. Nihil Spellbomb, sure. Force of Negation is nice, so we can flash out Vendilion Click on the end step and then potentially force something if they try and kill it. This is where it'd be nice if we had one of our Stifle effects, being able to cut them off. But you can't have it every time, I guess. It's either going to be a Lily or a Renin 6. I think I'm going to Mana Leak. Part of me wanted to use Force of Negation so that I could use all of my mana this turn, but sometimes you just have to be okay with not using all of your mana. Okay. I'm going to pass back to them. Are they going to crack? No. They probably value the Nihil Spellbomb pretty highly. Yeah, we're going to force Hardcast Force. Tell you what. I think I might just force pitching a Snapcaster Mage so that I can get a threat onto the battlefield this turn. I think I like that. And it will be Vendilion Click. See what they're working with. All right, so infinite removal. Their K command. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Liliana is the most annoying. So I think I'll get rid of that. Tail's End is nice. I really hope that they drew a fetch land. That's pretty huge, actually. Can also hit planeswalkers. Can also hit Bloodbraid Elf trigger or Cascade trigger. So that's pretty huge. Bolt resolves. They're at 12. So they use the bolt. I don't want to play Snapcaster because of Fatal Push. They do have K Command and Dreadbore. I think I just need to start playing into stuff. I could just use Bolt on them to use... Yeah, I think I'll just Bolt them. That's pretty nice. So now... I've got some decisions to make. I could bait the Nihil Spellbomb and Tails End the trigger. I could also just loot with Desolate Lighthouse. I think I like looting. If I just find some more bolts, like, I'll be good to go. Brazen Borrow is looking not amazing here. It's 3 mana, which is a lot of mana. 5th land is nice. That means I can snap Bolt while also stifling the Nihil Spellbomb trigger. Okay. Or I could try and overload them. Playing Snapcaster in response to the Nihil Spellbomb, I can snap Bolt. I think I like that. I just need to get him dead. You got it. I'm a couple bolts away from winning. Okay, so they use the Fatal Push. They're going to get rid of my Tails End, which is a shame, but we're here now. It would really suck if they drew a Bolt at any point. So we're going to attack. They can play Kroxa next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, they have the requisite mana. Black, black, red, red. There's not a huge point of holding this island in my hand, unless I want to try and loot for something. But then it has to be a 1 mana thing. So yeah, I'll just play island. Let them play Kroxa. I have outs to that. They are at 4. So a lot of things kill them here. Or are close to killing them. Their fetch lands are basically dead. They could also K command. I don't know. I think just playing Kroxa seems correct. Puts them on a pretty good clock. But I'm not a Jund player, so could be wrong. If they have something like Liliana the Veil in their hand, that's pretty tough. They're just not doing anything interesting. Oh, they're going to do K command in response. Okay. 2 to snap, make me discard. Yeah. Flash out Nimble. And yeah, they can Dreadbore this, but cycling Nimble doesn't really make too much sense to me. It's a nice thing about having a deck that's mostly at instant speed. This kind of stuff doesn't really affect me too much, or my deck as much as it would other decks. So now they have some decisions to make. Next turn, they can either escape Kroxa or they can deal with Nimble Obstructionist. They're pretty incentivized to deal with Nimble Obstructionist since it's a two-turn clock. Renin 6. Darn. My nemesis. Okay. They have Dreadbore up. It'd be nice to just like draw bolts off the top. That's also nice. I can just kind of sit back. And Dreadbore is a sorcery, so if they don't have hand disruption, that's pretty huge. They are playing Kroxa. So can I cannot. Interesting. Okay. They're going to be able to down tick Renin 6 on my Nimble if I think here's what I'll do. I will stifle the Kroxa trigger. I'm just kind of playing for bolts now. This also gives me the opportunity to draw. Is he going to uptick Ren? Draw bolts. So the hope is, okay, he probably has Fatal Push. The hope is he downticks. Yes, sweet. That's pretty huge. Bloodbraid Elf? Looks like a Bloodbraid Elf. Liliana Veil. Man, they're getting max value right now. That's pretty crazy. So I'm going to Petty Theft Kroxa. Minimize the damage being dealt this turn. Now if they do have a Fatal Push, now they... Did that turn on Revolt? If a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn? Yeah, so that does count, so they don't have to fetch... I'm still going to do it like they have to use it type of thing. Yeah. Part of me thinks I could have waited. Yeah, this is going downhill pretty quick. I haven't seen a bolt in 22 cards. I've seen one bolt. Maybe I could have waited on Brazen Borrower. I don't know. Tarmogoyf. Yeah. 14, 11, 8, 5. I have 2 turns to find Bolt, Snap, Bolt. That's pretty nice. It saves me some... I think it gives me another turn. No, I still only have... Now I have no outs, right? 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Yeah. That's it. Good game. Well, Relic is amazing in this matchup. It goes long usually, so Ral is pretty nice. Force and Negation. All of these are considerations, that's for sure. Engineered Explosives can hit Tarmogoyf, and it can hit Kroxa, and it can hit Renin 6. Is that enough targets? So that's 4, 8, 10 targets. I have other ways of dealing with them. Relic hits both Renin 6 and Tarmogoyf. Yeah, so I don't really need it too much. Once again, Lavamancer isn't amazing in this matchup. It can get rid of some things, but it's not amazing. Spell Snare and Spell Pierce, this is where they thrive. I find myself sideboarding out Ops. Mostly because like I have Remands and Nimble Obstructionist cycling and Vendilion Clicks and Shadow of Doubts to help me draw through my deck anyway. So in a matchup where I need a lot of density of spells, like good spells, I take out Ops. And then in matchups where I need to find specific answers quick, that's when I keep in Ops. So Tail's End is amazing in this matchup, so is Shadow of Doubt, so I'll be keeping those. Need 2 more things. I guess a Braid isn't doing much. Sinkhole is really nice. And since they do have mainboard and Nihil Spellbomb, I could get rid of a Snapcaster Mage. Yeah. Okay. Let's try it like that, and let's see what happens. My goal in this matchup is to stifle them out of the game since they play so many fetch lands and whatnot. So hopefully that happens. We'll see. All right, mulligan. This one's an awkward one, but I think we have to keep it. So put the Nimble on bottom and play a Cascade Bluffs. I don't want to mulligan too low against a hand disruption deck. I imagine they take out a good amount of their thought seizes against a bolt deck, but they could still have Inquisition and like Kolaghan's Command and whatnot. So, ooh baby. Are they gonna fetch? Am I gonna be able to tails end their fetch land? Seems like they're thinking about it. Okay. Sweet. So being able to tails end them and effectively destroy their land is pretty huge. So I will take that opportunity. Yep. I would like to draw another blue source so that I can play spells this turn, or this upcoming turn. It's not really the land I wanted. So I can either hold up Mana Leak Spell Pierce or play a Delver, and that's it. I think I need to counter their things. I think we're gonna get rid of Delver. It's just gonna die to everything. Remand is nice. See what happens here. We're just going to remand this for now. We just want to draw into more stuff. Okay. We have a threat now. So we're probably going to Spell Pierce it this time. And pass the turn. Another bolt. Could be nice for any number of things, so we'll just see what they do. They do nothing, but they could escape Kroxa. They do know about the Mana Leak, so part of me wants to fire off the bolts, but I'm just going to play Nimble. I know I'm playing into any number of removal spells, but kind of have to. Just kind of have to jam threats and make them use all of their removal spells. especially when I'm low on mana. I just kind of need to maximize every turn. Discards a card, discard a bolt. That's pretty nice. So now if they... just snap bolt them. I could save Snapcaster for when I have 4 mana, but I kind of just need to get them low. Reflecting Pool is nice. Frees up my mana a little bit. I could have just bolted last turn. That's another option. Definitely going to mana leak that. If they have Veil of Summer, that's going to be tough. Sweet. They did not have Veil of Summer. That's nice. Another Snapcaster. Okay. So we're almost on the bolt snap bolt plan where we could stifle the Cascade trigger. That doesn't seem amazing. Tarmogoyf. Huh. Could snap mana leak the Goyf. I think I like that. Could also remand just to draw into more stuff. I think I do just want to get rid of Tarmogoyf though. So and if they attack, I'll take it. No question about that. I think I'm just... So, 1, 2, 3, 4. They can play it again. Let's just go for it. Play the Mutavault. I have you on a 2-turn clock, but you have 4 cards in hand, so probably have some good stuff going on. Another Bloodbraid Elf would be pretty devastating. They could also just crack Nurturing Peatland. Ashiok. Sure. Doesn't seem great, but you can play that card. Yep. I am just going to ignore Ashiok. So, yeah. One card in hand. I would imagine they're just going to escape Croxa again. Yeah. Just because I play Snapcaster Mages doesn't mean you need to bring in Graveyard Hate. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes of most Magic players is bringing in Graveyard Hate for specifically Snapcaster Mage. I'm just going to pass the turn because I can double spell. I can Nimble Obstructionist a trigger, maybe, and then I can also remand. Or I can just cast Nimble Obstructionist. That's most likely what I'm going to do. Okay, so he's escaping Kroxa. Or there is escaping Kroxa. And because of the basic forest, actually, they cannot recast Kroxa. Which is good for us. Got a Fatal Push, Abrupt Decay, Assassin's Trophy, Bolt. Bolt does just fine. You got me. Spell Snare's nice. Hits the Kroxa. Now they're just dead to a Bolt off the top. So that's pretty huge. And I've gone through 2 bolts. They could also minus on themselves to put more cards in their graveyard. They could minus with Ashiok. Now I'm just looking for a bolt or a flyer. That was good of them to play Kroxa first and then Tarmogoyf, just so they could definitely empty my hand. That's one reason why I could have just held on to the island so that I could discard that to Kroxa for that situation. So that's something different I could do later on in a different match. Think about how many lands I have out and if I need to play another one, especially against a discard deck. Relic of Progenitus also saves us a lot of time because it makes Tarmogoyf just so small. The Aether Gust is nice. I could have Aether Gusted Tarmogoyf there to attack. That was probably correct. Veil of Summer? Sweet. And they put it on top. They do have 5 other cards in their graveyard now. So here comes Kroxa. But it shrinks the Tarmogoyf to a 1/2. Then I discard the land. So now it's a 3/2 or a 3/4. 2/4. 2/3. That worked out for them. Cool. But then they milled over their Tarmogoyf. Okay. Now, if they have anything like Bolt or K Command, they win, but that's basically the play that I had. So I could have blocked with Mutavault. I don't know. Go to... Now with a discarded Magmatic Sinkhole. Yeah. I like this line better. Just got to get one off the top. Or if they have Bolt or K Command, go for it. Or another Kroxa. Oh, they can just escape Kroxa. Yeah. Okay, GG's. I lose. Let's see if I would have got it. Nope. Okay. Cool. Alright. That was match 2.